What is going on, guys? Good evening. It's your favorite mortgage lender, Abdel Kwame, coming at you guys live on Wednesday. We're going to go over our Wednesday wins, dive heavily into exactly what it is that we have going on in terms of the market. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk about is what is there that we should know about condos? So we're starting to run into a lot of different scenarios with our clients in regards to condos, and we're running into a lot of different hurdles. So one of the main things that most of us should be aware of when we talk about condos is what is the delinquency ratios on the condos. So let's start with that. So the delinquency ratios with condos must not exceed 15%, which means that 15% of the condos in the association cannot be basically late on paying their HOA dues. Okay. And then the other thing that we also want to make sure is we take a look at the consumers back to back with any very heavy high investor concentration. So the investor concentrations really depends on the number of units that are currently there, but you can essentially have, I believe it's 50% of the units more, be it that are basically being as an investor concentration. So that's one thing. The other thing is simultaneously, we need to make sure that not one owner, basically a builder or anything of that nature, owes more than 20% of the buildings that are in there. Okay. So again, delinquencies cannot exceed 15%. You can't have more than 50% of the units being rented out. This is for standard Fannie Mae warrantable guidelines. Now, there are stuff what's called a non-warrantable loan. Some of us may have heard of it. That has a little bit of additional parameters. Usually the minimum down payments that are out there is generally 80 LTV, so 20% down. Still have the ability to qualify, but you have to put 20% down, regardless if you're a first-time home buyer or not, okay? Another different things that also I wanted to make sure that we stay aware of is in 2021, when those condos in Florida went down, there was massive changes that started to occur, specifically where we now did a deep dive into what's called life and safety hazard issues. So those life and safety hazard issues truly just didn't set the proper expectations, exactly what it is that needed to be done, which unfortunately set the proper parameters from there. So with that being said, those are the most important things that we need to make sure that we stay on top of, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of different properties that are being advertised and being listed have simultaneously just not been there, right? So when you're working and you're checking on properties, you want to make sure that those associations have met those specific guidelines, okay? And with that being said, it's critical that you as a professional or as clients, right, you make sure that you make the necessary adjustments and check on those things in advance, guys. I'm seeing a lot of places with high delinquencies. I'm seeing a lot of places also where you have a specific set of life and safety issues, inspection issues are not being addressed. These HOAs are an absolute disaster, right? I'm not going to talk ill on them, but the reality is when we ask for stuff, it's literally as if we're pulling teeth. And it's unfortunate to be able to not be able to set those proper expectations in place. And that's truly where we try to get together. Some of these associations also, you want to make sure that if you're going to rent it out as an investment property, that they allow you to rent it out as an investment property, because that's going to truly just be able to tell you if you have the ability to do so or you really don't, right? So a couple critical things that I want us to really make sure that we stay on top of, because those are the added things that I'm running into that are really hindering some of our clients from being able to truly qualify, no matter if the eligibility. Now, there are different types of condo reviews. There's a full condo review and there's a limited condo review. A full condo review is obviously we ask for everything: budget, master insurance, policies, the whole nine yards. Then we have a limited condo review. A limited condo review asks less questions. It's not as dialed deep as it is, right? Now, there are some what's called FNMA approved condos already. We just had two actually today that were already approved immediately with Fannie and Freddie. And the underwriters were able to just simply sign off and say that they do agree that the property does conform to minimum guidelines. Now all we have to do is essentially get the master insurance policy updated, and the clients are good to go, and we're able to clear to close the loan. So a lot of those different parameters for us to truly stay on top of, it is critical that you're working with the right professionals who know what to look for, and most importantly, are seeing a lot of these common issues that are starting to arise, because it is becoming very prevalent, and the last thing that you want to do is have to deal with these issues thereafter. Okay. I appreciate you guys jumping on. Any questions that you guys have, let me know, and I'll catch you guys next week.